there are four forces to innovation, four forces, and they actually work against each other. They compete against each other. Now, that doesn't sound very appealing, does it? They're competing forces, and these competing forces create hybrids, and it's from the hybrids that we actually create innovation. Now, at any given time, most of us are really good at one or maybe two forms of innovation, but we often have a blind spot, and maybe even we might have an opposition to one of the other forces. So the four forces are the collaborate force, which is opposed to the compete force, the create force, which is opposed to the control force, and I'll tell you how these forces work in a minute. This is what I refer to as prismatic thinking. Almost all of us have a dominant way to think. We have dominant logic. And it's kind of like being right-handed or left-handed. It's not that you can't use the other hand. It's that you have a tendency to move in one particular way. So do you know somebody in your life who their dominant logic is when things get difficult and they're trying to overcome a challenge, they become amazingly visionary? Anybody know people like that in their life? They get very big. They kind of get that big dream. It's like Walt Disney. You know, here in the swamp, which we call Orlando, there's going to be the greatest amusement park in America. And of course, there is. And that's the amazing reason we write about Disney. Do you know people in your life who, when things get difficult, turn to processes? They like to have 12 steps. This is Ray Kroc at McDonald's, where somebody who's marginally literate presses a cheeseburger button, and somebody simultaneously shoots a cow in Argentina. Bang! And kind of everything in between happens. It's a system. They've got a system for everything. They get up at a certain time. They drive to work a certain way. They've got 12 steps. They know how to use their technology. They're systems people. Do you know people who are those kind of hard-charging, bare-knuckle, laissez-faire capitalists? MBAs are like this, aren't they? They're ferocious, right? They know they hunt like hounds. They smell money, right? We teach them to do that, and everything's a straight line. And, they'll trample you if you get in the way. And they run every day, and they're healthy, and they take the right kind of vitamins, and they've got their resume in order. Oh, you know these people, don't you? Yeah, we train a lot. We train real good ones here, right? And then finally, do you know those people who are incredible community builders? Do you know the person who knows everybody? You can get you a better deal on a car. They get your kid into a school. You know that person, right? Maybe they don't know how to do it themselves, but they sure know somebody who can, right? They have lunch a lot, and they're always charming. They got a good dirty joke whenever you talk to them. They can play golf. They drink well. Those guys. Yeah, you know those guys. So these are kind of the four archetypes. But remember, they're not just happening at individual levels. They happen in groups. They happen in groups. So some groups are really good. The sort of those startup companies, this is the group of people that you hang around with that does really artistic things and kind of was always sort of playing off each other, and they're always sort of imagining the future, and they're always trying stuff. They're always experimenting. This is the group you belong to that's taking the trip to Bali. This is the group that you belong to that's deciding what should happen with this state, even though there's problems, and the stuff that they're laying out is amazingly visionary because they're connected by vision. They're connected by process. They're connected by goals, and they're connected by values.